There are two classes of installations that we can perform with Windows 7: attended installation and unattended installation. The most basic and classic one is the attended installation, that requires that the user manually start and perform the installation by running the setup.x. Remember, as I said before, you can run the setup.x by performing a DVD-based installation or performing a distribution share installation. For a single PC, the simplest method is to boot from the Windows 7 DVD, which automatically runs the setup.x for you. The process for performing an attended installation has been improved over the years from Windows XP. Windows XP used to ask a lot of questions and information input during the process of the installation. With the improvement that they have made in Windows 7, you just need to input information at the very beginning of the installation and at the very end. In this way, you can perform other tasks while the installation has been run. Also, an attended installation in Windows 7 doesn't ask for any network configuration information. The new attended installation installs TCP/IP for networking and uses DHCP to obtain its IP address and configuration. In case that you are joined to a domain, you need to set up all this information after the installation is complete. Once the installation has been finished, you need to proceed for the product activation. The product activation is no more than a process that was put in place by Microsoft to reduce piracy. If for some reason an installation of Windows 7 is not activated within 30 days, then the operating system displays a Windows activation dialog box that reminds the user to activate Windows 7. Also, the desktop background is changed to a solid black. However, Windows 7 functionality is not changed or disrupted. This was totally different with Windows XP, where the Windows was totally changed and the functionality was disrupted if the activation was not made by the user. Right now, the product activation is designed to inform the user that retailer is selling illegitimate copies of Windows 7. Remember that you can activate Windows 7 from the System output in Control Panel or from the bottom part of your taskbar. To make sure that the users don't install the same operating system instead in different computers, the product key used during the installation is associated with a specific computer that is performing the activation. A unique information about the hardware in the computer is used to generate a unique identifier and is sent as part of the activation process. In this way, if another attempt is made to activate the same instance of Windows 7 in another computer, it's gonna be denied. Microsoft have been allowing two automatic product activation before requires a user to phone the activation center. This is usually really good because when you make significant hardware changes to your computer, you may be forced to reactivate Windows 7. Or also, if you're buying a new computer, you need to install your new Windows 7 and reactivate again. Remember that when you reactivate your computer, you only have two chances. If for some reason you need to reactivate your Windows 7, you will need to call the activation center and they will make sure that confirm your license information is original and the reason for an additional installation before giving you an activation code. A smaller organization typically obtain Windows 7 when they purchase a new computer or at a retail store. Both OEM and retail software activate over the internet or in extreme cases with the activation center. But in the cases of large organizations, when they have thousands of computers, they usually purchase a volume license agreement. We have two types of keys: the multiple activation key and the key management service. The multiple activation key, it gives you the function of the same that buying a single product key that can be activated over the internet or the phone. However, with the multiple activation key, you can use a specific number of computers rather than just once. This simplifies key management for mid-sized organizations. The key management service is a type of product key that requires to install a software, that is the key management service, on a main computer. All of the product key activation are going to be saved in this key management service software, and the main computer is going to communicate with the internet to make the activation process. Then the clients can connect with the main computer to obtain the activation code and activate the Windows 7 installation.